What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and this morning we have a lot of really exciting news for Marvel fans. For those waiting for Avengers Kang Dynasty, we have some big updates today. Also some updates about Jonathan Majors that are actually good this time. Plus, if you haven't heard, there is some really cool Spider-Man news that Disney just announced this morning. Plus, Elizabeth Olsen has commented on her potential return to the MCU in a recent interview, where she states that she is, well, let's say, hopeful. So a lot to talk about today. So if you love Marvel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also leave a comment because that enters you in our giveaway for a chance to win a PS5, Xbox Series X, some Marvel Legends items, and some DC items. A winner is picked at the end of each month. So first things first, let's hit you with that awesome Spider-Man news. 5 Spider-Man movies are making their way to Disney Plus really soon. Tomorrow, actually, April 21st. Disney Plus officially announced this on Twitter from their official Twitter page, stating Spider-Man arrives tomorrow, April 21st on Disney Plus. And like I said, they announced 5 different Spider-Man movies, starting with Tobey Maguire's very first Spider-Man film, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, then heading over to The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one, and then Spider-Man Homecoming. So for the Spider-Man fans, you can now watch these on Disney Plus. No word yet about The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home. As a lot of people know, Marvel Studios doesn't have the streaming rights to Spider-Man. So we'll have to be a little bit more patient, waiting for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. But in the meantime, you can watch these other 5 Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus. Now moving over to the Kang Dynasty, and right now this is kind of controversial given all of the stuff that is going on right now with Jonathan Majors. If you haven't been keeping up, Jonathan Majors not too long ago was arrested and he was charged with abusing his girlfriend. He apparently assaulted her, broke one of her fingers, caused a cut behind her ear. However, him and his lawyer immediately came out with a statement stating he was innocent and was actually the victim in this situation. And they came out and stated that they had proof that he was indeed innocent, and they have witnesses that will testify that this never happened. He never assaulted his girlfriend. There's more on this that we'll talk about in just a bit, but this is important to know because it's important for the Kang Dynasty, because right now Jonathan Majors is Kang. And according to a recent report, the Kang Dynasty is actually about to start filming. In a report from Variety, they state that the Kang Dynasty is set to begin production in the spring of next year. Now, currently, the Kang Dynasty is set to release on May 2nd of 2025. So the fact that they are about to begin production next year is a great sign that the Kang Dynasty won't be delayed or pushed back, because a lot of that has been happening recently with Marvel Studios' MCU projects. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Disney CEO Bob Iger have stated recently that they are going to cut back on the quantity of Disney Plus shows that they put out, stating that they are now going to be focusing more on quality over quantity. We've also had some reports from insiders stating that they're going to cut back on movies as well. And we've already had some delays, and we were hoping that Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars don't get delayed as well, especially with everything going on with Jonathan Majors. Now, like I said, there has been some new developments concerning his case. And again, this is really important because if things don't work out well for Jonathan Majors, then they're not going to work out well for Marvel Studios, and they most likely will recast, which will definitely put a delay pretty much in the entire MCU, considering the fact that Kang is the big bad of the saga that we're in right now, the Multiverse Saga. However, things are looking up, despite what we heard yesterday. Yesterday, in a report from Variety, they stated that several other women have went to the DA's office and claimed that Jonathan Majors abused them. However, the DA office refused to comment on the matter. Recently, Jonathan Majors was also fired by his management and PR companies, and unfortunately, he lost some movie deals yesterday. However, despite all of this, Jonathan Majors' attorney still says that he is innocent and is the victim, and that they have irrevocable evidence that will prove that he is innocent, including some videos, and they have released screenshots from the videos, and it does indeed line up with Jonathan Majors' side of the story. The original story from Jonathan Majors' girlfriend stated that they were in a taxi or an Uber where he abused her because she was trying to look at his phone. However, Jonathan Majors claimed that he simply got out of the car and he never touched her. But in fact, she was hitting him trying to get his phone, and he told the driver to stop so he could get out and leave. Then his girlfriend claimed that he broke her finger, scratched her behind the ear, causing her an injury. However, they now have a video that proves very differently. Here's the information that we are now getting from the LA Times and TMZ, who provided the photos. The article says, Jonathan Majors says the man who was driving him and his now ex-girlfriend the night of their alleged domestic incident will testify the actor did not strike her, and he claims there's video proof she was not injured when she went out to a club after the altercation. And these are the photos that we're going to get to. But the article continues and states, Jonathan's attorney Priya Chaudhary filed docs Wednesday in Manhattan, informing the court the driver witnessed what went down between Jonathan and the woman back in March. According to the documents obtained by TMZ, the driver saw the woman assault Majors around 1 a.m. on March 25th while she was attempting to steal his phone. Further, the Creed 3 star says the driver will testify he never struck the alleged victim in any way at any time or even raised his voice. Majors and his attorney also say the driver saw her hitting, scratching, and attacking Jonathan, and that Jonathan asked the driver to stop the car so he could escape her attack, which he did. Here's where things get interesting. The woman allegedly told police she suffered a broken finger and a laceration behind her ear during the altercation. However, in the document that Jonathan Majors' lawyer provided, they say they have proof that that is a complete lie. They say they have hours of security videos showing the woman went clubbing and got drunk after Majors left her in the car. And she also texted him, accusing him of infidelity and threatening suicide. And they say that as far as what happened when she went to the nightclub, they have screenshots of security videos showing the woman freely using her right hand, which she claimed Jonathan Majors broke her finger. We can see that she's using it in these photos here. They say that in these videos, you can see her casually push her hair behind her right ear, reach into her bag several times, sort through credit cards, handles her phone, holds a menu, and easily holds a glass of champagne. TMZ says they say she was seen partying pretty hard, throwing back shots and champagne with friends without any visible sign of injury. Here's where things get even more interesting. They say when her night out at the club was over, they claim she showed up at Majors' home at 3:23 a.m., entered his apartment, and called him 32 times and sent several angry, jealous text messages, and Majors was not home when she arrived. Jonathan Majors' lawyer says none of these text messages accuse Jonathan of injuring her, nor does she mention any discomfort from alleged injuries. They then say that Majors got home at 11:13 a.m. and found her unconscious and half naked on the floor of his walk-in closet. He also discovered she allegedly threw up in his bed and told him she'd taken a few sleeping tablets. Majors then called 911 and claimed when the paramedics arrived, the woman repeatedly told them, "I don't know," when asked what happened. In the document, Jonathan Majors' lawyer claims body cam footage shows police interviewing the woman and clearly coaching her to say that Mr. Majors grabbed her by the throat. Majors' attorney Chaudhary claims that the alleged victim never made that claim to anyone prior to the officer's direction. So according to his lawyer, the police are the ones who told her to say that Jonathan Majors grabbed her by the throat, and they have video evidence of this happening. So they have video evidence of his now ex-girlfriend partying and using her hand, which she said was broken, showing no signs of physical pain or distress. Plus, Jonathan Majors has the Uber driver as a witness who is going to testify he never did anything, but in fact, she assaulted him. Plus, they have 3 other people who were outside when he got out of the car who are going to testify in court as well, that he did nothing. So if this is all true, what Jonathan Majors' attorney claims, then this is good news for Jonathan Majors, and he will probably be innocent in this situation if they do in fact have all of this evidence. And this is great news because this means Kang is going to be unaffected in the MCU and will most likely still be Jonathan Majors, providing that he is indeed innocent. And we've recently heard that Marvel Studios has not talked about replacing him yet, at least not officially. And this is most likely due to them wanting to wait to see what happens. And Jonathan Majors, of course, has talked to them and has probably told them, hey, don't worry, I got a lot of evidence that proves that this did not happen and that I'm innocent here. So right now, Marvel Studios is playing the waiting game, waiting to see what happens in court on May 8th, like a lot of us. But the good news is, if this is all true, it looks like Jonathan Majors is going to be okay and the MCU unaffected. And to end it with some positive news, Elizabeth Olsen has recently talked about returning to the MCU. Now, of course, she is playing coy like all of the Marvel actors do when asked if they're returning. But today, when she was on the Today Show, she claimed that it's a hard question for her to answer when asked about if she's returning because she feels her words are always twisted every time she answers it. So she says, no. So my no twist zone is yes, I hope so. but I have no idea. When I say that, it's not because I have a loaded answer, it's because I say, yes, I hope so, and I mean it at face value. They went on to ask, have you started filming? And she said, absolutely not. They asked, have you seen a script? She said no. And they asked, has there been a Zoom call? And Elizabeth Olsen says, there's no contract, so she didn't answer that directly. However, Elizabeth Olsen has stated in the past that her contracts were very short, and every time that they did a new contract, it was an extension. However, we have had plenty of reports from very reliable insiders claiming that we are indeed going to be getting a Scarlet Witch solo project, and given how everything ended with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, there's no doubt that she is definitely coming back to the MCU at some point in time. They just gotta lock down her new contract, which I'm assuming is going to be coming pretty soon. But let us know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. You can always follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.